Okay, Liverpool have been crowned champions of England. This is due to Man City losing 2-1 to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge this evening. It's interesting to note, though, that the last 30 years, Liverpool have been very successful in all the cup competitions they have entered. They've won the Champions League several times. They've won the old UEFA Cup, which is now the Europa League. They've won the League Cup, the FA Cup, the European, Super Cup, the World Club Championship. They've won all these cup competitions and have underperformed in the league. Now, you look at the league champions since 1990. Leeds and Blackburn are now in the Championship. Man United, definitely not the team they were, going through a very lean spell. Arsenal, definitely massive collapse in form at Arsenal from where they were. Even under Wenger towards the end, winning 3 FA Cups, they are not the team they were. They are really on a downward spiral. Leicester, okay, they've bounced back a bit, but they had a couple of poor seasons following their Premier League title. Man City, have they stayed stationary? Have they regressed? Have they improved, but not as much as Liverpool? Because last season was very close, and they've also had that record points haul for a Premier League title. You look at it, and you look at Chelsea, for example, under Lampard, are slowly improving, but they're too inconsistent. The last few years they won the title, they had lean spells in between. They were very inconsistent. So you look at the Premier League and old Division 1 champions since 1990. Two of them are not in the Premier League right now, and others have massively fallen back, and others have improved. I mean, Leicester are still technically on course to beat their Premier League points haul if they play well for the rest of the season. They may not reach that points haul, but they could actually overtake their Premier League winning points haul, which will be a record points haul for Leicester. So I think going forward, Liverpool now have got a target on them. Man City and Leicester especially, I think the two closest teams right now on paper who could challenge Liverpool next season for a title. Possibly Chelsea in there. Tottenham, they are inconsistent and underperforming for the squad that they've got. Arsenal and Man United have completely fallen off a cliff face in real terms against Liverpool and Man City, and for that extent Leicester. They are not the teams that they were a decade ago. And Sheffield United have been a bit of a dark horse this season. If they carry on that kind of underdog dark horse form, they could, potentially be a banana skin and a dark horse for a European place, not just this season, but next season as well. So the top end of the Premier League is looking a lot different to what the top end of the old Division 1 in 1990. Things have completely changed. The transfer market is going to be different this coming transfer window. The amount of money teams are going to be able to spend, the salaries that players can expect is probably going to be less per week than it is now. So recruitment is going to be very crucial in the next couple of seasons. And I think Liverpool have a good blueprint. They've not overspent in the transfer market in the last few seasons under Jurgen Klopp. They've spent wisely. They've picked up some really good buys. Man City, again, they haven't actually broken the bank for a record transfer, let's say on a Neymar scale. They have sometimes spent wisely, sometimes possibly overspent on players, but they've still won titles. Leicester, they've got a great style of play under Brendan Rodgers. They play a very similar style, ironically, to Liverpool, and it's brought them success. And Chelsea under Frank Lampard are starting to improve somewhat. They have a way to go, but they also have a solid base to build from. So the top 4, I think, are going to be those 4 clubs next season. In what order? We don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see how Liverpool defend this title, because now they've got that monkey off the back. The pressure is on to repeat. Now, there are 2 ways it could go. They could go like Leicester and fall back and regress, or they could do a Man City and do back-to-back. I think Liverpool are more likely to do a Man City than a Leicester, but Leicester are now back in the top 4, so you can't discount Leicester's rebound from a few wobbly seasons. They have really improved under Brendan Rodgers. They have the right style of play and the right manager in place. Jurgen Klopp as well. You look at his first season at Liverpool to now, the results have improved, the win percentage has improved, and they could yet still beat Man City's record points total from a couple of seasons ago. So there's a lot to consider here, but it's a really interesting time, and next season could be very interesting for English football. Thank you very much for watching. Please place your thoughts below, and I'll have some more videos for you very soon.